Sigue el tutorial.
Let me see you do it. Let me see you. Pop it, drop it, lock it. 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 Shake it, shake, 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 shake it. I swear every time.
Good morning, guys. You know, it's amazing. The way we think about something can change everything. One of the things I've learned in my life, and I hope this helps you, is the way I would think of the word obsession. That's another word that's thrown around, and often there's a negativity or a fear associated with it. There are two sides to it. To me, it is focused mind power. And to me, the greatest thing we can do is channel the positive aspect of it. So obsession is a positive focused mind power that you have an ability to do. If you have something you want to do and you believe in it and it's aligned with goodness and rightness for everyone, you need obsession. You need that mind power. My friend Eric Thomas says we should become obsessed with self-improvement. I love this. Imagine we all did that. Hope this helps everyone. Have a great day.
The human brain has an incredible capacity for guilt. And most people unconsciously let that roll over them and kick their butt and make a horrible life. I love guilt. Guilt is a tool. Guilt is a weapon. Guilt does not have to be a bad thing. It's not like I perpetuate, but I'm like, I love that I feel bad when I don't do a good job. Most people hate that about themselves. I love that feeling. I'm like, I didn't do a good job there. Next time I will. So some people, guilt is discouragement. Other people, it's a signal for learning. To me, guilt is a signal for learning. It is the body and the brain, the spirit, knowing what is right, knowing what is wrong, knowing what's great, knowing what's mediocre. And it's saying, hey, do a little better. Now, if it's translated into a negative impulse, then some people call it guilt. But I'm totally cool with guilt. You know what? I think it's good that we feel bad when we do something that is below our standard or that's not right, because that impulse to go, I want to do that better.
The antidote to guilt is action. If you feel guilt, it's because you are not proud of yourself, because something happened and you did not react or act in the way that you wished that you would. You either did something that you regret doing, or you didn't do something that, again, you regret doing, and then you feel this guilt, like, oh, I should have done this, I should have done that, I can't believe it, I should have. And you're constantly living in this should have zone, in this guilt zone, in this regret zone, instead of doing the only thing that actually matters, which is take some kind of action. The reason why I'm even an entrepreneur is because I didn't want to feel guilt and regret. I turned down the job that I wanted, I thought I wanted, and my friends all wanted, to own 30% of a startup company and make $300 a month, because even though I didn't know it would work out, I thought I would make more money doing the job. I just felt like I had to know, that I didn't want to get to be an old man and look back on my life and say, back then when I was 19, I had this chance, I could have done something, and what if? Trying to live your life without what ifs. And that gave me the courage to say, you know what, I can wait a year on the job. I'm going to give this business a shot. And whether it works out or doesn't work out, I'd rather know and fail than not know. Right? When I quit on my business partners, worst day of my life. We were making no money. It was not working. We were fighting over what to do next. And I just felt like there was just too much pressure on me. Like, I can't handle this. I turned down this job to do this. I'm spending every day, all day on this thing, and it's just not working. You can only take so much, you know, before you break. And I broke, and I said I quit, and cried my face off. And The next day, woke up, I had no idea what to do, but I remembered back to just feeling like I don't want to quit now because I would feel guilty if I did. I felt guilty for quitting, right? And I could have just sat in that guilt and let it fester and let it build, and then again become an old man and look back on my life and wish that I hadn't done that mistake. Or the antidote to guilt is action. Wake up and go, you know what? I don't want to live with regret. I'm going to go do this thing. Now, it ended up working out, but a lot of times it doesn't. And that's fine. Because if you go with the mantra that you'd rather know and fail than not know, everything starts to change. Most people are so stuck in their guilt that it becomes identity, that it becomes, you are this kind of person. Oh, I always play small, or I'm always afraid, or I'm always too scared to do that thing, or I'm going to say I'm going to do it and then I won't do it, right? We've built ourselves up around this identity that we are living in guilt, we don't follow through, and that we suck. And this is why there's a lack. This is why lack of belief is the number one problem in the world, because we've trained ourselves to constantly feel guilty and stay in that guilt instead of rising through. So how do you actually rise through? How do you get through the guilt to take action? I'm going to give you 3 quick ideas that I think will help. Number 1 is to minimize your regrets. Minimize your regrets. Jeff Bezos calls it the regret minimization framework. And when I first saw that, it's like, that's it. You want to be able to look back on your life and say, I don't have that many regrets. Some things worked out, some things didn't work out, but I'm proud of how I acted. This is how we start to build self-love, self-confidence, self-trust, by being proud of the actions that you take. So the next time you're struggling with a decision, the next time, should I do this or should I do this? Project yourself forward. You're now 120 years old and you're looking back on your life. You're not caught up in the moment, in the day-to-day, and whatever stresses are stressing you out right now. You have perspective on your life. Which decision should you take? 120-year-old you would be proud of you for doing what? A or B? And try to run your filters through that lens. That maybe this thing will work, maybe it won't. Maybe I'll make a fool of myself, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll serve a ton of people with this, maybe I won't. But 120-year-old me would be proud of the choice that I make. Try to run your decisions through that framework. You minimize your regrets, you take a lot more calculated risks, and you'll be a lot happier with your life too. Number 2 is pay attention to the patterns. We have guilt patterns. We have a pattern of guilt. The same things keep coming up over and over and over and over again that will keep making you feel guilty over and over and over and over and over again. Think about what made you feel guilty in the past, or maybe you're feeling guilty about something right now. Think about that. What is that thing that makes you feel guilty? Pay attention to it. Maybe it's too late to act. Maybe the person that you wish you could have apologized to, maybe they've passed on and there's no way to have the conversation. Right? Like maybe in some situations, there's nothing that you can do to fix the thing that happened in the past. Okay. But paying attention to the pattern is important because that thing's going to come up again. Because if you've had lots of great ideas and never acted on it, guess what's going to happen? More ideas will keep coming back up to you. Life keeps throwing the same lessons at you until you learn them. This is your chance. This is your chance to learn them. So the next great idea that you have, do something about it. It's like, oh, there it is again. There it is again. There's a new idea. Oh, I'm playing small again. That when you can start to catch it, so it's not just something that happened a year ago or 10 years ago, but it's going to keep happening again. Different forms, not the same idea, not the same person, not the exact same situation, but it's the same idea. It will keep happening to you until you learn the lesson. There are patterns of guilt. And when you figure that out, it allows you to act a different way, a new way, a better way, a more bold way, a prouder way that 120-year-old you, back to point 1, would feel happy with. That if you can pay attention to the patterns, you can make a better decision the next time it comes up. And step number 3 is to step into service. Serving others heals a lot of wounds. When you feel like you've let yourself down, you've let other people down, that you're no good for anybody, that's the path down to anxiety and stress and regret and guilt and all the negative emotions. The easiest path out is to go help. It's to go feel like you are valuable, like you're doing something meaningful today. And meaning comes from impacting somebody else's life. Maybe it's impacting 1 million people by making video content or building your product or service or company. Maybe it's impacting the life of one person by having a meaningful conversation. Maybe it's holding the door for somebody or complimenting somebody, giving somebody a smile, asking somebody how they're doing. It doesn't have to be some giant act that requires $1 million to go off and do. You can choose whenever you want to have a meaningful impact on somebody's life. And when you feel that, when you step into service, it shifts how you feel about yourself. It shifts the self-identity from I'm worthless, from I constantly do this, from I'm keep making mistakes, I keep playing small, to I can bring value to other people. I can help. Get addicted to that. Because when you realize I can help, like you want to do it again. I want to help some more. I want to help on a bigger scale. I want to help on a deeper scale. I want to help. I want to keep doing that. It's going to lead you down a much brighter path, because humans are built to serve. And if you're not happy, you're not serving. The antidote to guilt is action. Sitting there on your couch, feeling sorry for yourself, living in regret of all the things that you did wrong or should have done but didn't, doesn't serve you. It doesn't serve you, it doesn't serve your family, it doesn't serve your community, it doesn't serve the world. It doesn't serve you to just sit there thinking about it, feeling bad for yourself. The answer is action. You can build an entirely new you, a you that you're proud of, a you that's having a huge impact, a you that when you look back on your life and say, that was a great life. I'm so happy with the choices that I made. That's possible if you can use guilt and flip it into action. Also, to make sure you're actually taking action after watching this video, I've designed a special free worksheet just for this video. The worksheet will highlight all of the lessons learned in this video, as well as pull out our 3 favorite learnings and quotes that will inspire you to actually do something. The worksheet will also give you space to write down what your key takeaways are and your specific plan of action to make sure you're getting results. If you want the worksheet designed specifically for this video, absolutely for free, there's a link in the description below. Go click on it and start building the momentum in your life and your business. I'll see you there.
Decías que me querías, decías que me adorabas, decías que me querías, decías que me adorabas, que sin mí tu vida no tiene sentido, que sin mí tu vida se apaga, que sin mí tu vida no tiene sentido, que sin mí tu vida se apaga. Por interesada eso te pasa, muchacha. Tú te querías aprovechar de mi fama y mi plata. Recuerda, mamacita, que en la vida todo se acaba. Solo me resta decirte que los amores de hoy en día han perdido su tradición. Los amores de hoy en día han perdido su tradición. Porque ya no se regala flores, tampoco se dedica una canción. Porque ya no se regala flores, tampoco se dedica una canción. Y ahora vienes arrepentida a refugiarte de este amor. Tu vida es un callejón sin salida. Y en mi vida, mamacita, tú no tienes cabida.
controlling your breathing right now. Feel the power of you enjoying your greatest gift right now. That's you. That's your presence. That's your greatest power. Your power to determine to stay in the present, in the now, and be your true great being that you are. No matter what. In this present moment, everything is here you need right now. So let's see ourselves today doing the best we can in the gym of life. Here we are again. Controlling our minds. Controlling our breathing. One great thought at a time. One great breath at a time. So see yourself doing your best on all the exercises we do today together, here and now. That's your determination, your greatest power, power that's the same in you and every human being on the planet. Good morning, determination. How's everyone doing today? What a day again. Great day. Here we are. May not like exactly all the conditions that are going on right now, but we are here right now, together, working on our minds and working on our bodies. So here we go. When I say go, we're going to start doing our best jog on the spot, or you can go back and forth if you want to just walk. Remember to keep in mind the safety of the space you are working with. Always keep that in mind. Here we go. When I say go, we're going to do our best jog ever. But you got to see it in your mind first. That's where everything begins, in your mind. But to be your true great self, you also sometimes have to get out of your mind just to be you. Just to be. Here we go. Jogging on the spot. And feel the control of you. Breathing in through your nose. And out through your mouth. You always have that power. That power to determine, to take control of your breathing, your mind, and your body. That's what keeps us here and now, in the present. The greatest gift we all have always. Almost there. Keep going. Determination. Keep going. All right. And let's walk it out. Back and forth. Or just walk on the spot, if that's all the space you have. All right, everyone, let's start off with our shoulder rolls. Here we go. 10 shoulder rolls forward. So the power of all of us right now, watching this, working together on one thing. No matter what's going on, we can stay in the present, right here, right now. And backwards. let's do arm circles forward. Here we go, arm circles forward. 10 forward, and we'll go 10 backwards. Again, feel the power of you enjoying moving your body, being free to move through space. And backwards. Okay, here we go. Now let's do hands on our hips, bend your knees, and side stretch. Alright, and let's twist our body now. So 5 on each side. Keep your feet flat on the floor. Alright, excellent. Okay, let's do 5 push-ups together. Our best 5 push-ups. Here we go. If you gotta keep your knees down on the ground, that's fine. Let's do the best we can. Alright, let's do 5 sit-ups. Alright, and standing up. And let's do 5 squats. Our best 5 squats ever. Excellent. Let's do lunges, 3 on each side. Arms up. Excellent. All right. And 10-second plank. Bring these knees off the ground. Hold it there for 10. Good work, everyone, and stand up and reach for the sky or the ceiling on your toes, depending on where you are. Feel the joy of reaching. If you lose your balance, get back up again. Never give up, no matter what. All right, now let's reach for our toes, straight knees. Again, feel the joy of the process of you reaching. Trying to go a little bit further than last time without hurting yourself. You know the truth about you and how much you can do. Right here, right now. Okay, and come on up again. Let's balance. Grab one leg. Find that balance. Again, if you have to imagine yourself with roots underneath your feet that have grown through the ground fully, deep into the earth, do that. If that helps you. And switch. Notice the power of all of us right now. Controlling our minds, to control our bodies, to control our breathing, and to control our balance. Alright, and now let's hug our knee. Here we go. Bend the other one if you have to. Find that balance point and pull the knee up. Hug your knee, give it a good hug. And switch the other one. Feel the joy of you finding your balance in this moment right now. It's the same way you can do it in anything in life. Alright, okay, and let's sit down and reach for our toes, straight knees. There we go. Feel the gift of you. Trying to be your best. The best you. Not your best compared to others. Just your best you. V shape with our legs, and let's reach for the floor as far away from our body as we can. Again, enjoy the process. Enjoy the reaching. You'll never get to an end. There is no end. Reach for one to the other side. Little three. We gotta learn to love the process of everything we're doing. That's what will always keep us mind healthy, and more importantly, mind wealthy. And switch. Mind wealthy meaning that we choose courage, we choose determination over fear, over giving up. Okay, and let's bring our feet together and gently push our knees down with our elbows. Hold it there for 10 seconds. Always remember your breathing. And one leg forward, one leg back, go as far back as you can. Keep that knee down. Just feel the power, the joy of this moment right now. How we win, one moment at a time. And switch. We always win if we control our minds. We don't let our minds control us. It's not the way it's supposed to be. We are infinitely intelligent. We control our minds. All right, and let's roll onto our bellies. Push the floor and look up at the ceiling. Or the sky, wherever you are. Ready? Here we go. Okay, and legs crossed again, back straight, eyes closed. Breathing in through our nose, out through our mouth. Feeling that joy in every breath. Now, let's see in our mind today the vision we want to create for our best exercises. For me today, I'm going to see myself doing my best on each of the 2 songs I choose on 1 exercise each. So I'm going to see in my mind myself holding the lunge position for each leg as long as possible, hopefully for the duration of the first song. And then for the second song, I'm going to see myself holding a V sit-up position as long as I can. You don't have to choose those exercises. You may if you want. But you can see in your mind right now, whatever exercise you love doing, as long as you're doing it safely. You can dance, you can jump, you can do jumping jacks, lunges, squats, whatever your heart desires right now. As long as you stay safe. You know how to stay safe. You're made of rules, truth, principles that are designed to keep you safe, happy, successful, free, and peaceful all the time. It's a matter of wanting. You gotta want to be safe, healthy, and happy. You gotta want it so bad, as bad as you want it. Alright everybody, here I go. My best to hold the lunge position on each leg. What about you? What are you going to do? Whatever you do, remember, your happiness is dependent on you doing your best on whatever it is you're doing. So here we go. Sometimes I'll keep my arms out like this too. Sometimes I'll put them out this way. Sometimes I'll bring them up. Slowly bring them back down. Just enjoying the pleasure of my body. This is pure happiness for me. Working on my mind and body all at once. And I want it for you. I want you to know that the way you do this, the way you control your mind to do this, the way you can do anything. Remember, our body has limits that we have yet to discover, but our mind is unlimited. More importantly, you control your mind, which makes you infinitely intelligent. Happiness is it. Thank you. Oh, William. Thank you. that space between what you choose to do when that pain, discomfort sets in. What you choose to do. That's the other leg now. Shake off that burn. Fully enjoying the moment right now. You're happy, it's always up to you. You clap along if you're happy. Hope you're enjoying your exercise right now, wherever you are. My legs are shaking. I'm uncomfortable. I get to choose. I'm proud of my effort. Proud of my determination. I hope you are too, wherever you are. We still got more. Yeah, keep going. Here we go. Let's go. Determination. Let's go. Keep going wherever you are until the song's over. Or if you got your own song on, keep going. Keep going. Love your effort. Love your process right now. Alright, next one for me is holding my feet sit-up position. Even if I let go, I'm gonna get back up for the full duration of the song. Whatever you're doing, enjoy it fully. Follow your heart and soul. Here we go. Nobody can break your stride. Keep going. You can get back up. Keep going and getting better all the time. Even if your body slows down. Remember, those limits, we're always discovering them. Always. Sometimes I'll change my arm position just to keep my balance. Constantly pushing a little bit more. Go again. Still going. We got music in us. Bring out our music over here. Keep pushing. Keep striving. Keep going to find and be your true great self. Focus on your power of determination. No matter what. To bring yourself up. the effort. Hope you are too. Here we go. We end. Well, quote unquote, we never really end. We now focus on our breathing. Back straight, eyes closed, legs crossed. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Feel that power that you're using to control your breathing. It's your connection to oneness, to what we all really are, to the truth. The ultimate truth. That you were born to win control over your mind. That when we all do that, we find the truth of who we all really are. Infinitely intelligent beings, powerful beyond measure. The power of all knowing right here, right now, this moment. You're already made of all knowing of the universe. You're made of that same stuff. With that, you can always have and be your true, peaceful, happy, kind, loving self. No matter what. So reflect back on your effort today. Always remember that if you gave your best in whatever you were doing, you can do it now, you can do it forever. That's what makes you a winner. Willing to be happy, peaceful, to be mind healthy and wealthy, always. No matter what's going on outside your mind, no matter what anybody or anything suggests about you, any negativity, that's all a lie. It's all losses. Losses that we, as determination, we get to transform to win, to truth, to accuracy of who we really are. That's why I love you and everybody in this universe. Have a great day, everyone. Have a great week. Enjoy every moment. You're the greatest gift ever. Love you all so much. Take care. Good morning, guys. Robert Kiyosaki today shares with us in his rule number 8 in Top 10 Rules for Success. Don't be afraid of losses. This is a huge one. This is one where we're conditioned. Growing up, going through school, going to different clubs, being in certain activities where success and failures are possibilities. We have been conditioned, I believe, as a society to be afraid of losses. And so one of the challenges we have to face, not only when it comes to how we are with our money, but the way we live and the choices that we make, we're gonna make mistakes. We have to change the way we look at that. We have to say to ourselves that those mistakes are steps in the right direction if we're willing to learn from it. We were all going to the same place, but we can last forever in terms of the energy and choices we made in our physical existence here. Have a great day, everybody.
You as an identity are in your conscious mind. You actually are in there. That's where your personal identity is. And we have a tendency to say, if I talk to myself, I'm going to give myself a good talking to, and I'm going to change that subconscious. I say to myself, Bruce, don't do that again. Do this. Don't do that again. And then I say, it's very frustrating. Why? You can talk until you're blue in the face, and nothing will change. I say, why? And the answer is, and this is the most important part, there is nobody in the subconscious. There's nothing there. It's a machine. It's a record playback device. So you can talk to the machine as much as you want. If you don't know how to push the record button, nothing's going to happen. So then I say, how do you change the program? I say, how did you get the program? The first 7 years, your brain was in theta, hypnosis. So I say, you want to change the program? Every night when you go to bed, just as your mind disconnects, just as you fall into sleep, your brain is now operating in theta. So if you put earphones on your head and you play a tape, a program, a CD of what you want, as your conscious mind disconnected, your subconscious is downloading. So you just play that tape as you go to bed, and after a number of playings, your subconscious will learn the new program without even your conscious being involved. That's number one. After age 7, how do we put a program in? Repetition. How did you do anything? You repeated it over and over again. How long did it take you to learn the alphabet? How many times did you have to go from A to Z before you could remember the whole alphabet? When you drove a car, you didn't know how to drive a car until you did what? You practiced, you repeated. So if you want to change a program, you put into your mind a repetition. And it's not, recognize this, what you want to change doesn't exist. So when you put in the new program, it'll sound strange. So let's say you are sick, you have a disease, and I say, what program do I want? I am healthy. I go, it doesn't sound right. I know I'm sick. I say, I don't care. There's a saying in English, fake it until you make it. What that means is, if you want to be happy, just keep in your mind, I am happy. I smile, even if you have to force a smile. I am happy, I'm smiling. I say, repeat this and repeat this. And guess what? After a short time, it becomes a habit. And when you're in that habit, you don't even have to think, I am happy. The new habit will keep you happy all the time because that's the new program.
Need motivation?
Watch a top 10 with Believe Nation.
Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and I make these videos because you are probably the most ambitious person in your circle, but you know you're capable of more. And you get that push by surrounding yourself with the best. So today, let's learn from one of the best, Bruce Lipton, and my take on his top 10 rules for success. Enjoy.
Oh my.
Rule number 2, identify the stressors.
So someone's not feeling well, they've got, I don't know, they've got the flu or
Yes.
they've got something wrong with their stomach or something. What should they practically do? They should presumably go to the doctor and get a diagnosis. Would you go along with that? I'm just trying to see where this goes in day-to-day life.
Well, I wouldn't say don't go to a doctor, but I say before you go to a doctor, just look around and think about this. What's going on in your life? Where are the stresses coming from? Because it's almost your physiological expression is a complement to your life experiences. Those people that are happy are healthy. As I said, when you're in the honeymoon, you didn't get sick in the honeymoon. That's when you're absolutely healthy. But when you got caught back up into real life, that's when illnesses start to occur. So we always look at, oh, I must be sick. There must be something wrong with my biology. When it turns out, it didn't begin with your biology. Only about 2% of illness is actually connected to genetics, let's say. 98% of illness is not just genetics, it's environment. So when a person says, oh, I have the breast cancer gene, and people think, oh, I'm going to get breast cancer. And I say, well, wait. 50% of women that have the breast cancer gene get cancer. What about the 50% that have the gene and didn't get the cancer? And we never study that side. We only study the side that got the cancer. And you find out, well, what is it that the 50% do that don't have the cancer yet have the gene? What's different? The answer is their lifestyle is different. Their stresses, their fears, their concerns are not the same as the one that get the illness. The genes are like give you a propensity to get a disease, but that propensity is based on how you perceive life. And it's interesting, studies show that when children get adopted into a cancer family, the adopted child will get the cancer with the same percentage or probability as any of the natural sibling. And you say, but yeah, but the child came from totally different genetic stock. And the point is, yes, it wasn't the genes that promoted the cancer, it was the lifestyle that promoted the cancer, especially the lifestyle of stress. And then I say, well, if stress is causing lifestyle, I go look around at the world and I go, my God, no wonder everybody's sick. Every day is filled with more stress than the day before. And if you buy into the stress, you take that disharmonious vibration, essentially, bring it into your life, and you end up with disharmony inside your body. Your life is a reflection of what you see.
Rule number 3, get rid of the frail image.
Because we've been so programmed to devalue ourselves and disempower ourselves, that we look at ourselves as victims and frail biological entities, ripe for bacteria to eat us up and all these other things. It's like, this is totally untrue. So the issue is we have to start from that belief and change these beliefs of who we are. We are profoundly powerful people. Look, you can walk across hot coals, a woman can lift a car off of an infant without thinking about it. Down south, the Baptist fundamentalists of the Pentecostal faith work themselves up in a Jesus state and drink strychnine in toxic doses to demonstrate that God protects them. They're not harmed by the strychnine. I mean, you can walk across fire, you can drink poison, you can lift thousands of pounds. Where's the frail image come from? And that's a belief. But the problem is if you believe you are frail, if you believe you are susceptible, if you believe you have a terminal illness, they manifest because that's called the nocebo effect.
Rule number 4, change your thoughts.
They did a recent study where they looked at some genes controlling inflammation. And then they read the genes of these people, and then the people went to 8 hours of meditation, and at the end of 8 hours, the genetic activity was completely changed. In other words, you can change the genes in just 8 hours of a meditation. And that means how powerful your thought is in controlling your biology.
Also, to make sure you're actually taking action after watching this video, I've designed a special free worksheet just for this video. The worksheet will highlight all of the lessons learned in this video, as well as pull out our 3 favorite learnings and quotes that will inspire you to actually do something. The worksheet will also give you space to write down what your key takeaways are and your specific plan of action to make sure you're getting results. If you want the worksheet designed specifically for this video, absolutely for free, there's a link in the description below. Go click on it and start building the momentum in your life and your business. I'll see you there. Rule number 5, take control of your consciousness.
This is the #1 way to make more money in 2021. It's made me nearly $170,000.
I don't want to say don't go to the doctor, so I'll go back just 20 years ago, the last time I went to a doctor.
Okay.
I went to a doctor because I had pneumonia. And I said to myself, well, yeah, I can see why. At that moment in my life, there was so much stress going on in my life that I could see I had opened my system up to that. But then I also realized, okay, well, I can handle this with my consciousness. But then I realized the bacteria were doubling and they're growing faster than I can handle my consciousness. So I said, okay, now's the time for some penicillin. But the concept of it was, I don't rely on the penicillin, and all I had to say was, look, I get back on my feet and I go, it was my responsibility. And if I don't get into that same stressful situation again, then I won't have to go through this again. And it's been 20 years.
So it's intelligent learning, isn't it?
Yes. Don't discard the element of medicine until your consciousness gets high. And the fact is, when people have lower consciousness, because they're not strong enough in their consciousness to really manifest everything they want, they really need to take care of themselves more. Eat better, better nutrition, do more exercises, do these things to add to your health. But the surprising thing is, if you get more and more and more conscious, there's a point where you get so conscious, then you become like the person we refer to as Jesus. who does all these miracles. And, what did Jesus say about the miracles? He said, you could do these better than I can do them, but you don't believe. And that is the absolute truth. Because when you fully have control of your consciousness, with that belief, you do create the miracles. The miracles of spontaneous remission, for example, a person terminally ill who all of a sudden says, I'm not buying this. I'm going to change my vision of life. And the moment they change their perception, they have what's called a spontaneous remission. Again, that would be called a miracle, but what was it? Taking full control of consciousness and manifesting a life of being fully conscious and present and seeing what brings harmony into your life and avoiding or eliminating as best you can any of the disharmony that exists on the outside, because disharmony will make disharmony inside.
Rule number 6, create your desires.
Well, I probably don't have to tell you this if you've been watching TV, reading the newspaper, going online, or even looking out your window. The world is in a state of upheaval. Crises are all over the planet. Crises based on economics, politics, religion, race are upsetting the nature of civilization as we have known it. Well, this is not an accident. Actually, this is right on time. On time? Yes, we're facing an evolutionary upheaval. The significance is profound. Science has recognized that human behavior is precipitating the 6th mass extinction of life on this planet. 5 times in the history of this planet, life was thriving and some event wiped out from 70 to 95% of all life. The last time this happened, 66 million years ago, a comet hit the planet, upended the ecosystem, and the dinosaurs disappeared forever. Well, guess what? We are now in the 6th mass extinction. Human behavior is causing this. The way out is to change behavior. But to understand that, we need to understand that you are not a victim of your genes, not a victim of the world. As quantum physics emphasizes, consciousness is creating our life experiences. When I show up on September 27th in Copenhagen on Friday night, I'm going to provide a presentation to inform you of why this upheaval is occurring, the future of our evolution, and more importantly, how powerful you are in creating the character of the life you want. As quantum physics, the most valid science on this planet, acknowledges, consciousness is creating our life experiences. Well, my presentation will go deep into the nature of consciousness and how our mind controls our genes, controls the behavior that we have and the life that we express. And when you understand that you've been programmed and it's time for us to get out of this program to recognize how truly powerful you are, this is the opportunity to take charge of your life. And so what we need to understand is this: A, you are not a victim of your heredity, because epigenetics, the new science, reveals that you are controlling your genetic and behavioral activity. And more so, we want to understand a very important fact. There's more to us in this physical body, that there's a field of energy with our identity, which is also recognized as a spirit. And if you recognize how powerful you really are and that you are more than this physical body, you will have the opportunity to take charge of your life and create the wishes and desires and aspirations that you seek.
Rule number 7, don't let your mind limit you.
The belief that is taught is that biology in the world we live in operates according to Newtonian principles. Unfortunate part about that is quantum mechanics 100 years ago said that's obviously not true, and physicists know this is not true, and yet medicine doesn't buy into it because it still focuses on the material reality and lets go of the invisible shaping fields that quantum physics emphasizes as primary. Okay, so we have to change that belief system. We have to get people to recognize that the field and the thoughts and all these other things are as important as anything else in shaping the matter we live in. Number 2, the belief which I blew away years ago, but it's still being taught in school, is the concept that genes control life. This is totally false. Genes control nothing. Control is an action. A gene is a blueprint. It's physically, literally a string with blueprint data on it. Why is that relevant? Well, it's interesting. Go to an architect's office, and the architect's working on a blueprint, and then lean over the architect's shoulder and say, is that blueprint on or off? And he looks at you, the blueprint's not on or off, it's a blueprint. Yeah, but we talk about genes being on and off, like genes are turning on and genes are turning off. And the question is, but genes are blueprints. They can't turn on and off. There is no on and off. It's just the blueprint. It's a pattern. What we have failed to focus on because we gave genes a character of self-actualization. That my genes decided to do something. It's like, okay, now we're a victim of the genes. But it turns out biologists know that this is not true. Biologists know that genes are not turned on and off. Genes are read or not read, like blueprints. Then all of a sudden it says, well, it's not the blueprint that's important. If the blueprints were self-actualizing, an architect could go by a building site, drop the blueprints off, come back 2 weeks later, and the building will be there. That's what we think about animals and plants. The genes are blueprints and they'll control all this. It's like, no, the blueprints are important. I'm not saying they're not. You got the bad blueprints, you got some problems going on here. But the issue is, it's not the presence or absence of a blueprint, it's whether the blueprint is being read. And then you say, well, then who reads the blueprint? And the answer is a contractor. And who's the contractor? The mind is the contractor. The mind reads genes. The mind can change the genes readout. Here's something so blow away that most people can't in their conventional world make sense of it, because it's like, it goes like this. The mind, through what is called epigenetic mechanisms, can start with a single gene blueprint and create over 30,000 different versions of products from the same blueprint. 30,000 different products from the same blueprint. All of a sudden you realize, my God, you can infinitely vary the expression of the gene. And the answer is yes. And why has this become relevant to all of us? And the answer is, because many of us think genes control our lives. And yet we don't realize that we modify the readout of the gene. So we could be totally healthy and our mind can cause cancer. Our mind can cause any disease, diabetes, anything like that. And what's interesting is the flip side is some people come here with actually defective genes. And guess what? With their mind, they can rewrite those genes and make them normal. So the genes are not the limiting factor, it's the mind.
Rule number 8, don't try to change someone.
The simple truth is, Sadhvijay said, you cannot change anyone but yourself. And if you try and you start to realize you put all that effort in to help somebody and it doesn't come back, they're not affected by it, you're the one that's affected by it. If you know this, the best thing to do is to recognize you can be a model of what you want, but you can't really make anybody else unless they want it. They will not change. So helping somebody only works if they ask for the help. If they don't ask for that help, you're using up your energy and it's not coming back. And I really feel that's the most important thing, because how frustrated we feel when we know that somebody could do better or be healthier and you could help them and they're not listening. It's not in their program at that time. When their program is ready to change, they will come to you and ask for the help instead of us going to them. It will save your energy, save your life and your joy, and you could use it to a much better effect by creating an area, an aura, an energy around yourself that others want that. And then you will become the teacher. And that's what it's all about.
Rule number 9, redefine happiness.
You talk about, again in your first book, about how cells automatically move away from toxicity and towards nutrition.
Yes.
And it seems that as human beings, that's something that we're trying to do, but we get it wrong a lot of the time. We're trying to move away from unhappiness, or what we think makes us unhappy, and towards what we think makes us happy, but we get it muddled up, don't we?
Well, yeah, but you see, the key word you said is what we think makes us happy. That's right. So, I mean, I was caught in that in the old days, too. Before I became aware, I thought at one point, wow, I'm going to buy that little, that car. I bought a car that looked like a Ferrari called a Pantera back in the 70s. And I thought, okay, I'm going to be happy. I got this great car. So I got the car, and about like 3 days later, it's like, now I got this car. I'm not any happier. And as a matter of fact, I got now 3 speeding tickets because every day I took the car out. Of course, I couldn't go 30 miles an hour with it. So every day, it was like the car became a burden to me. And it was all of a sudden, so, well, that whole program that Ferrari is going to make you happy, that was a misprogram. It wasn't the car that makes you happy. And I started to find out it wasn't the material things that make you happy. What makes you happy? Love makes you happy. Good food will make you happy. Harmony in your environment makes you happy. These things are, harmony in environment, where's the price tag on that one, you know? Basically, having a relationship with somebody that supports you and fulfills you, where's the price tag? We always thought that, oh, money gives you happiness, so we had all those billions of people out there every day running in the streets. How much money can I make? Because if I get enough money, I'm going to be happy. And then you find out even people with the most money are not happy. And programming was wrong. If we were programmed to seek out companionship and community and love, that's where you make us happy.
And rule number 10, the last one before some very special bonus clips, is locate the problems.
On a beautiful spring day, Bill is celebrating his 16th birthday, and his father hands him the keys to the car and says, Bill, this is your first solo trip. Please be careful and enjoy this experience. Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Dad, for letting me use the car. He's very excited when he sees his friends and waves hello to them, being the proud owner of a new driver's license.
Introducing Speech-Alone, the most natural sounding text-to-speech software on the market. Hey.
Hi, Miles. Hey, I really like your new electric train set. Hi, Gabe, Lily, Annabelle. I want to come and visit you tomorrow and jump on your trampoline. Oh, this is so wonderful. And he drives down the street further, and all of a sudden something catches Bill's attention. Oh, the check engine light is flashing. It's red. I don't know what to do. Something might be wrong, but I told Dad I'd take care of his car, and the engine light's flashing. I don't know. Not sure what it is, Bill drives into the local gas station where he sees the mechanic. There's a gas station. I'm going to go in there. Whew, wow, I'm lucky I made it into the garage before anything went wrong with the car. Well, Bill, what seems to be the problem here? Well, hi, Mr. John. I'm having a problem with the service engine light that's flashing. I don't know what to do about it. Well, Bill, that'll be easy fix. You go wait in the waiting room and I'll come and get you when the job is done. Thank you, Mr. John. My dad will be real happy to have the car fixed. Bill goes into the shop and the mechanic gets behind the wheel. Well, it's the red check engine light for sure. And he puts his hand up under the dashboard and he pulls out the light bulb from the service engine light warning lamp. Oh, I got a good idea. Well, that'll stop it from blinking for sure. Now the lamp isn't flashing anymore. The engine is running. The car seems to be in very good condition. Wow, the check engine light is off. I'm so happy Mr. John fixed this car because Dad would be very happy too. Happy to be of service, Bill. He feels very happy and excited about this because now he's going off to finish the wonderful drive in the country that he started a little while ago. But unbeknownst to Bill, the problem has not been solved with the issue in his car. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! I thought the car was fixed! I thought it was fixed! And the moral of the story is very profound because it's a metaphor about life. Consider your body as a vehicle such as a car. However, instead of a dashboard with lights on it, we have emotions and symptoms that express how our vehicle is running. So we should recognize this. When we have feelings in our body and when we have symptoms, these are not negative experiences. These are very important information providing awareness messages. These are messages that something is going on in our body that we have to deal with. But by eliminating the symptom, we didn't eliminate the problem.
Good morning, guys. All right, I got a funny story to share with you today. This one is fresh from last night and being with my family. I got to give my younger daughter credit for this one. I deserve this one, but it's funny and I can laugh at it now. So you guys know I'm obsessed with the power of the human mind. I come from a good place. I'm trying to help as many people as possible. And on being on this road to infinite mind wealth, I got to take some of my own medicine. So last night, my daughters were in a conversation. There was a bit of an argument, and I have a tendency to try to mediate, to try to come in and try to help and try to fix things right away. And my daughter last night humbled me, and I deserved it. She said, "Daddy, stop it. You know, you're being annoying." And I thought to myself, she's right. I was being annoying. And so I have to constantly work on this, but it made me laugh, just the way she said it. And thank you. Thank you, sweetie. Daddy's got to learn too. Have a great day, everybody.
Ella no quiere flores ni tarjeticas de colores. Ella es práctica, chica, no quiere que la controlen. No le gustan las pasiones. Ella es práctica, chica, ella no quiere flores ni tarjeticas de colores. Ella es práctica, chica, no quiere que la controlen. No le gustan las pasiones. Ella es práctica, chica, práctica. Ella es práctica, chica, práctica. Acepta invitaciones donde pierde el control. Le gusta proponer, le gusta la interacción. Pasarla bien, bien, sin ninguna presión, sin ninguna presión. Y ella no acepta invitaciones donde pierde el control. Le gusta proponer, le gusta la interacción. Pasarla bien, bien, sin ninguna presión, sin ninguna presión. Ella no quiere flores ni tarjeticas de colores. Ella es práctica, chica, no quiere que la controlen. No le gustan las pasiones. Ella es práctica, chica, ella no quiere flores ni tarjeticas de colores. Ella es práctica, chica, no quiere que la controlen. No le gustan las pasiones. Ella es práctica, chica, práctica. En su auto llega a una disco y se compra un trago. Lo paga de inmediato si baila sin pena. Ella no tiene problema cuando el saca fuga suena. Sola sale en su auto, llega a la disco y se pide un trago. Lo paga de inmediato si baila sin pena. Ella no tiene problema cuando el saca fuga suena. Y ella no acepta invitaciones donde pierde el control. Le gusta proponer, le gusta la interacción. Pasarla bien, bien, sin ninguna presión, sin ninguna presión. Y ella no acepta invitaciones donde pierde el control. Le gusta proponer, le gusta la interacción. Pasarla bien, bien, sin ninguna presión, sin ninguna presión. Ella no quiere flores ni tarjeticas de colores. Ella es práctica, chica, no quiere que la controlen. No le gustan las pasiones. Ella es práctica, chica, ella no quiere flores ni tarjeticas de colores. Ella es práctica, chica, no quiere que la controlen.